What's going on? It's Jay Burke, and here is another tutorial for you. I'm gonna just keep these nice, short, and sweet. Let's get it. One of the best kept secrets to my art is the camera raw filter. I use that on a lot of poster design and even into my corporate work that I've done over the last 15 years. So today I'm going to show you the power of how I can turn this example into something like this. But before we jump into the editing, remember that backgrounds have their own sense of properties to it. So if I go ahead and scale this up on both sides, most of the time a background is either going to push the image forward or it's going to drown the image. Right now this image is getting a bit drowned. So there's two ways you can go about that are quick and simple. One is going over to this layer, going to opacity, and bringing the opacity down. The more you bring the opacity down, the more the subject is going to stand forward. If you don't want to do that, you can also just go up here to filter, blur, Gaussian blur. That's also going to immediately pop this image out, and I haven't even done much to it yet. But as you see, the lower the blur, the more the image is there. The higher the blur, the more Bronny sticks out. So just keep that in mind when you're designing, because you want these images to stick out, especially when you get into collage work. Next, we have LeBron, and I did the same exact thing as far as removing him from the background. We turn on this generative fill layer as well, just to hide LeBron's shirt behind his hair. And now we have the composition pretty much set. Now, if we turn on this in front layer, this is just going to be a few gradients and hazes, like I like to call them. And these are just going to add a little bit more depth. So as I turn these off, it's just going to be an image with a little bit of a gradient. What I didn't mention before is once we get into these two images, I just have a bunch of filters and edits right here. So I wanted to build the backstories of how I kind of put that together, but now I want to jump into what the main part of this video is going to be, is the camera raw filter, and show you how that actually can affect images. As you see here, I have multiple filters added onto this to give it a boost and give it this type of look. So we're going from pretty much this image to this image just by adding in some filters and giving it that crisp, grungy canvas type of look. So to access camera raw filter, we would just go up to filter and then go to camera raw filter. This is pretty much a program within inside a program. So this is going to let you take editing to the next level, because now you're building presets that you're going to be able to put on top of images and layer those and manipulate the image more and more. What I do when I'm using the camera raw filter is I edit a bunch of different things to give me different effects that I want for the art. So that can vary anywhere from grungy and moody to really sharp and crisp and clear to dreamy and a whole bunch of different styles. Now, as you see, I'm just moving different properties and attributes around, and some of them are very subtle. Some of them are going to be a bit more drastic, but it's going to start to build and change the image in real time. So I'm just going to keep moving some things around so you can see how effective it can be in building out an image. Now, the power of camera raw filter is that you can build out these presets, save them, and then use them. So you have your own library of ways to edit images just with a click of a button. Let's say I click on boost, and again, you can change this intensity to pretty much however you want. But let's say I want to keep it here. I can go ahead and click OK. And then that's just the beginning. I can go back into camera raw filter, and now the filter is going to edit everything underneath the new filter. So if I go back over to the presets, anything you do is just going to add more and more onto the preset that was already attached. So let me go back in real quick. If I just get rid of these, I'm going to go back into camera raw filter, and then I'm going to show you a way to save these. So let's say I want to do this myself, right? I'm just going to go and I'm going to make some edits. Do not judge this one because this is off the top of the dome. So let's do something like this, and let's say this is where I want to save as my file. So I'll just go over here to this button right here. I like to be here just so I know that I'm in the presets area. You're just going to click these three buttons, and you're going to click create preset. Once you hit create preset, all you're going to do is just going to title it. So we'll title this blue. And then you'll be able to put it wherever you want to. You can either put it here, like I have the volume 1. You can use the user presets, which is already there, or you can do a new group and kind of make your own style. So let's say This is test preset. So then we're just going to go ahead and save that. We'll leave these all the same. And this is pretty much just going to default to the ones that you left on when you edit. So anything you edit on that list that I showed you on the right is going to populate here. And that's going to be the default. So just click OK. And just like that, we have a test preset that we have saved. So if I click cancel and I go back into Camera Raw filter, I now have my own preset saved and ready to use. So that's how you save your presets and start to build out your library. I've used these presets on a bunch of different assets across my career, 4,000 plus projects. I compiled a few of them in volume 1. I'm going to make that accessible to you. Just check the description down below. For those who download the filter pack, I'm going to leave a tutorial at the end of this video that'll let you know how you load them up into your Photoshop and use them right away. And that's all I got today for tutorials. Check out some of my other ones. They're there, and I'll have more coming soon too. Okay, for those of you that made it to this part of the video, you've already downloaded the presets pack, and I'm going to show you how to add it into Photoshop. So I'm going to just start right here on this image that we left off on, and I'm going to go over here to Filter, Camera Raw Filter. Then we're going to go down to the Presets tab. So we'll click right here. Then we'll click these 3 dots. We'll go to Import Profiles and Presets. That's going to pop up a window, and you'll just go to wherever the zip file was that you downloaded with the presets. You'll click Import, and now the preset is in.